Willi Copta, the party pilot.
First of all, on top in the front panel, we have the warning lights. So. Ganz zuoberst haben wir die Warning Lights. Any kinds of warning lights. Alle Warningssysteme. Yellow means land as soon as practical. Gelb bedeutet lande as soon as practical. And red means land as soon as possible. So you can see how many are red and how many are yellow. And das sind die zwei Steps now. Land as soon as possible, land as soon as practical. Those difference. Alright, that's the warnings. So we got here the time, clock, and the OAT, which means the outside air temperature. Right now in San Francisco we have 14 degrees. We better close this door. It's much warmer than here. Wir haben hier OAT, die Außenerdtemperatur. Wir haben in San Francisco 14 Grad. Dann geht's weiter. Wir haben hier fuel and amperes. The next one is fuel and the amps. I don't have to talk about fuel and amps. Everybody knows what it is. So, let's go. Alright, I have to say about the fuel pressure. So, amps and the fuel pressure. And right here we have the fuel. Quality in LBS. Multiple 100. Hier haben wir Fuel in LBS mal 100. Und wie schon gesagt, hier haben wir Fuel in Druck. Das ist... And you can test it like here. Yo, this is running. Du kannst es hier auch nochmal testen. So, wir gehen weiter. XMSN, which means transition. This means for transition oil. XMSN and transition oil das steht für transition oil. And if you have question, ask. Wenn ihr Fragen habt, einfach fragen. Transition oil, der Druck oder die Temperatur. You have also the pressure or the temperature for the oil. The transition oil. Don't to change or to switch with the engine oil. This oil is through into the pipes, into the vents, and this is the engine oil in the engine. Nicht zu verwechseln, das ist das Transmission Oil, das durch die Pipes, durch die Adern, Venen fließt, und das ist das Engine Oil. Und hier auch haben wir Pressure and Temperature, the same. Right here we have the NG, which means, in other words, the gas in the RPM. Mal 10%. In other words, how much power you're using from your helicopter. We have to know about the oil. The oil is very important. First of all, we're gonna check outside. We're gonna do the outside check, and also there we check the engine and also the turbine. Is the oil on the limit or on the maximum? You can check in by the little glasses in the engine or in the turbine, and you have to check it. Without oil is Yeah, even an engine in a car without oil is not working. So you have to check the engine oil and the transmission oil, both of them. If the engine oil is okay, but the transmission oil is not okay, so which means you don't have any transition to the turbine. Ne? Das müsst ihr auch wissen, das ist nicht dasselbe wie im Auto. Wir brauchen das Öl, also es ist schon dasselbe wie im Auto, sagen wir jetzt, dass der Motor braucht ja auch das Getriebeöl und das ist hier das genau selbe, nur hat man es unterteilt, nicht in einen Kreislauf, sondern zwei, das Engine Oil für das Getriebe und dann das Transmission Oil, ne, wo alles noch durchläuft bis zur Turbine. Yeah, planes they do have clutches, but the some helicopters they do have clutches as well, like the Bell 47 I guess, and the huge 300S Schweizer, the little one, they have some clutches, but they're also engines. This one we're talking about the turbine, and we just use the engine to let the rear rotor turn around. So the turbine gives the power to the engine, and the engine turns around the rotors, both of them. It's not the engine who start the rotors. We have a turbine right here, so that's why. Yeah. Is NG UX's temperature? No. No. NG, how I have to say that? Yeah, the best way to describe is this is the power, how much power, how much RPM the turbine is having in percent. It's just about the turbine. You can have it as a TOT temperature as well, but right here is just the turbine. Hier ist die NK, wie viel Leistung in Prozent die Turbine braucht oder hat aktuell. Ne? Thank you. So that's just the RPM inside the turbine, and the temperature you're talking about is right here, the MGT temperature in hundreds of degrees. This is the main gear temperature, which means the temperature inside the turbine, and we have to watch. It depends of the highest you are, in which country or whatever, in the mountains or in the Sahara, in the desert, whatever. You have to check the turbine temperature, or you can handle with the torque. Ne? Hier haben wir, wie gesagt, die Innentemperatur, nicht Temperatur, RPM von der Turbine. Und hier haben wir dann die Temperatur, Main Gear Temperatur vom Getriebe. Wie heiß die Turbine wird. Es ist unterschiedlich, wo man ist. Ob man im hohen Gebirge ist, im tiefen Gebirge, in der Wüste, muss man je nachdem mit Torque arbeiten oder mit der Turbinentemperatur. Was dann näher an die Grenzen, an die Limiten kommt. Ne? Alright. And the last one, the torque, is like the gas. Like you pull down the gas in the car. This is the torque, which we can use right here, the throttle. We can open the gas to max, to increase to max, so we have the most, how can I say that? The most input of fuel into the turbine. So the torque is just like the gas. No. First of all, the engine is kind of beside gauges. I'm telling you. You will use it with heavy weights or also in different weather area temperatures. But most of all, you use the TOT or the torque. For public, at least. All right. And even something more you have right here. You can see the transmission chip. And you also should have the engine chip. Which means if you have some kind of little metal, iron, spikes, whatever, it will give you a warning. Hier noch kurz dazu, Transmission Chips and Engine Chips, das bezieht sich hier auch auf Engine Oil und Transmission Oil, ob du im Oil kleine Eisensplitter hast oder so. Wenn das der Fall sein sollte, dann leuchtet das auf, dann ist irgendwas im Getriebe oder in der Turbine nicht mehr okay und ja, da löst sich irgendwas. So that's why also you have to check both oils, not just the engine oil, also the transmission oil. So, any questions about the gauges? So we go further to the instruments. The airspeed, you know, in knots. Then you have the rotor RPM, the rotor and the tail rotor for T. They're supposed to be in the green area, in 100 area, and the outside area is for kinda auto rotation. Soon I will upload a video. We was flying around. It wasn't Toronto. It was Calgary. Yes, and on the flight back to the base, back to the airport, we had a kind of auto rotation, and it's kind of different from the real auto rotation, but it's not that bad from a game. Wie gesagt, beim Calgary-Flug hatten wir eine kurze Autorotation und in diesem Bereich müsste man dann im Grünen sein. Ne? For this time, for the time in the auto rotation, you have to be in the green area from the outer circle. Yes. Otherwise, if you need more power, actually you can handle this normally on the stick. You have a switch if you can put more power to the RPM. I talk about 1 up to 2%, not much. So you can arrange in this area. If you're heavier and the outside temperature is like 30 degrees or so, you need more RPM, so give 1-2% more and you're good to go. Yeah, that's true. If you pull the cyclic, the collective, not the cyclic, the collective, the torque will raise. The torque will raise, or either the temperature will raise. Right now we have to watch on the torque in this temperature area. We have to watch on the torque. But in higher altitudes, we have to check about the temperature, TOT temperature. Or mostly in winter times, you have to check most the TOT temperature. If you're having high torque, that's not that good. If you run into... Alright. If you do a startup in the helicopter, you have to check the torque. then the torque will rise up. You have to wait until what kind of percent until you can open the fuel. Then you will open it off to idle. You can hear the click. That's the fuel valve instead. You can open and close it. So. Kurz auf Deutsch, das ist der Trottel, er hat gefragt, ne, wie man einen höheren Torque machen kann. Ich erkläre jetzt nur kurz der Start im Torque. Du kannst es ja starten, also die Turbine startest du und dann reißt das hier nach oben. Beide. Temperatur und wie auch hier. Alright. And then, after you started, you have to check the torque and also the temperature. The temperature, the TOT temperature, he will rise. Sometimes even in the yellow part. Die gelbe, also die Temperatur wird manchmal auch ins Gelbe reißen. Manchmal. And it's about the pilot to say, yeah, there's gonna be a hot start. It will raise over the red line, one of them. So I have to take care about. So close the throttle again and press the button, the starter button, until the temperature is cooling down. But there's a but. You only have 1 second in this kind of 793 degrees. 793 degrees. You can have 1 second in 793 degrees. But this will climb as that fast. You never can handle this so fast. So you will have a hot start. Which means you should know in this area, alright, I will get a hot start. So you have to turn it down already. But you never know that. You see it if it's already too late. And the same in the torque, but the torque is not too fast as the TOT temperature. Wie gesagt, die Temperatur musst du aufpassen, sobald du startest, steigt es nach oben und hier in der TOT-Anzeige hast du 1 Sekunde, wo du da auf 793 Grad sein kannst. Für 1 Sekunde. Wenn du das überschreitest, diese 1 Sekunde, hast du Hot Start, dann leuchtet das sowieso das rote Lämpchen auf, hier auch, und dann ist vorbei. Dann musst du, egal ob es noch leuchtet, musst du ausschalten. Wenn du das verhindern willst, musst das Pilot entscheiden können und er müsste das schon hier irgendwie vorher sehen, dass es jetzt einen Hot Start geben würde, was du nicht vorher ahnen kannst. Das geht nicht zuvor. Also das ist fast unwahrscheinlich. Im gelben Bereich kannst du 3 Sekunden sein. Genau. Hey Amir, Webe Amir. No. If you mess with the throttle, you can leave it in idle position. That's not a problem. But if you mess in a startup to make a hot start, you have to close the throttle immediately, but keep pushing the starter button to keep the airflow, to cool down the engine. But you had a hot start. There's no reason to add a hot start. But otherwise, I was flying before, and the engine is still around 400-500 degrees, and you want like to go to fly. So you have to press the start button until the engine temperature is below than 150 degrees. Below 150 degrees, you're clear to open the throttle. Over 150 degrees turbine temperature, you will go into a hot start again. Kurzes Beispiel, ich war jetzt kurz fliegen und dann will Hardwork fliegen nach mir, aber die Erdtemperatur ist immer noch auf 500 Grad. Das heißt, er müsste dann so lange den Starterknopf drücken, bis die Erdtemperatur mindestens unter 150 Celsius Grad ist, bevor er den Throttle öffnen könnte. Sonst würde es immediately gleich wieder einen Hot Start geben. Genau. So, that's for the start and temperature with torque. We was here for NR, like NG for the gear and NR for the rotors, ne? RPMs. And then we go further. Right here we have the compass. Then we have additional compass, and also an additional compass we have to use for our GPS. Last time I make a big trouble because in my helicopter it was to use this compass, but if you track those, they don't even running together. Yeah, so kind of different. So be careful and watch better which one you use. Ne, hier hat es 3 verschiedene Kompasse, man muss wirklich gucken, welcher für welche ist. Manche sind nur für die Navigation dazu und sind gar nicht für die Steuerung dazu. Ne? Habe ich letztens gemerkt, aber haben wir draus gelernt. Ne? And as you can see, here you have also a glide slope. And if something not work, it will show you, like you will see like those. The navigation is not working or the glide slope is not working. You will have a sign like that. Wenn etwas nicht funktionieren würde, wie die Navigation oder den Glide Slope für den ILS, würde es dir hier einen Notfall anzeigen. Soon we are out of battery, I guess. Oh, we have a little more. We have a little more left. Alright, so then we have the horizon. As you know, blue into the sky, brown into the hell. You can adjust the horizon if you need to. And you can adjust the horizon to calibrate, but they are here also always calibrated. Diese hier sind die ganze Zeit calibrated. Hier könnte man sie kalibrieren, dann könnte sich auch nicht tun, und hier könnte man ihn noch erst justieren. Je nach hier. Altimeter für die Höhe. Altimeter for the high with baro. You can set your baro and you get the right high. Then vertical speed, up and down, and the horizon speed for the turnings. On this side you have the primary compass to calibrate your primary compass. Actually, I did it once. If you can see, oh, right now it's really strange. Something not works, so you can do it, but mostly they're okay. Für den Primary Kompass, wenn der etwas verstellt ist, kannst du den jederzeit selbst wieder etwas richten. It's so kind of windy in San Francisco. We need to set the rotor brakes, but it doesn't work. So no problem. So then right here we have the ELT. Everyone knows what it is. Emergency call. You can test it for 1 second and turn it off. At least let it in arm position. And right on the right side you have the fuel valve switch. Kinda always open hier. Wir haben hier noch ELT für Emergency. Man kann es kurz testen, 1 Sekunde auf On und dann wieder auf Arm schalten. Manche haben einen Test-Button noch dazu, wie auch immer. Am besten einfach sein lassen. Also immer kurz testen, ob das geht. Wenn die rote Lampe geht, dann ist gut. Wenn nicht, wird es nicht gehen. Und dann haben wir noch Fuel Valve Switch, am besten immer eingeschaltet. So, right here we have all kind of overhead switches. It depends of any kind of helicopter. Right here we have a heater, we have an air condition, we have force trim, we have the instrumental lights, you have any kind of lights, you have generation, and we have also a hydraulic system. It even doesn't work if you turn it off. Wir haben hier noch sogar ein Hydrauliksystem. Das geht nicht mal, wenn man es ausschaltet. Es fliegt sich immer noch genau gleich. Ansonsten haben wir alle Air Conditioner und das ist abhängig vom jeweiligen Helikoptertyp. And then at least we would have all the circuit breakers. Und am Schluss haben wir noch alle circuit breakers. Yes. And as usual, the charming and the navigation systems. Oh yeah. So, that's all about the 407. I should restart my flight simulator because any more questions? Fragen? Stop it! Stop it! You have to stop it. All right. No more questions. I did it good. Keine weiteren Fragen, dann habe ich es gut gemacht. Danke.